Hello everybody and welcome to Outdoors Britain. In this episode we're going to head on down to my golf course permission to see if we can bag a few bunnies for the pot. See you when we get there. And we've landed at my golf course permission. Now then, I've just been and had a quick drive around the main car park just to get a rough idea of how many people might still be out playing golf. And there wasn't too many cars in there actually. There was less than I was expecting for this sort of time of evening. It's 8:05. So I think best thing to do now is go up and have a quick look from up the top of that really steep bank, and just so I can see if there's anybody still playing on this side. And then if there's nobody on this side, we're going to have to get a target out and re-zero the pard, because I haven't actually used it since that close range ratting video. Anyway, enough of my rambling, let's go and have a quick look up the hill. See you in a bit. And I've made it to the top of the hill, and I'm not blowing out my backside this time either. There is, from what I can see, one person still out there playing golf, and from where he is, he's got he's got 3 more holes to go, as it were. And I'm not sure if it will show up on the film or not, but I have already seen a couple of rabbits out in daylight. I did try and get them on film, but like I said, I'm not sure how well they'll come out. That guy seems to be moving quite quickly down there, so I think he'll be finished fairly quickly. I'm not sure if I'm going to wait until he's finished and then sort zero out on the pard, or try and get it done quickly before he finishes, because the bit of the course that I can actually like lay down and set up a target and sort the scope out, he has to walk back through there to get back to the clubhouse and car park. So in fact it looks like he's just finished that hole, so yeah, I think we'll try and do it now quickly before he's finished. Should be alright. See you in a bit. Right, time for a really quick sit rep. That guy has just about finished his round on this side now, so he's just making his way off. Once he's walked past us and headed back over the other side, back up to the main car park, we're going to head out, see if we can get something in daylight. I did have to fart around quite a bit re-zeroing the pard, because it was off by quite a lot from where it was set up for sort of short range ratting. Where is he? Oh, he's all the way over there. Right. So what I was going to do was just sort of head up to the sort of high ground and locate him, and then head in the opposite direction to him, but there's no need to do that now. He'll be gone in the next couple of minutes. So hopefully the next bit of footage you see will be on the pard. See you in a bit. And back to the car. for a nice cold bottle of water. Oh, dear oh dear. I think I'm wearing some of that. No, I'm really pleased and over the moon to get those two. They're not the biggest, but they're certainly keepers. Now I am especially pleased to get those two because right from the outset I thought this was going to be a blank, if I'm honest. You know, it was starting to look like a disaster quite early on, because when that guy finished his round of golf, it took me what, 5-10 minutes to sort of grab my bits and lock the car up and head over the hill and into the course. And by the time I got there, there was already half a dozen dog walkers all spread out here, there and everywhere, and it was somewhat of a challenge to avoid them, we shall say. So yeah, it was at that point I thought it was going to be a blank, and even though I saw a few in broad daylight doing my sort of little safety walk, as it were, there was a few out, but yeah, now that it's dark there's hardly anything out at all. So yeah, I was expecting it to be a bit of a disastrous blank, but we managed to get a couple. Here, the first one, I was actually stalking that for about 15-20 minutes, and as I was edging closer and closer, it was becoming more and more alert. So once I was at about, I think it was about 42 yards, it looked ready to bolt if I dared edge in another yard. So I decided to just take the shot and yeah, bolt it over. Lovely clean headshot, and that was the first one in the bag. And then the second one, I think, what was that, 33 or 4 yards I think it was. And yeah, it was funny because when I hit that one, it sort of turned round, or sort of spun round, and it looked like it was going to run off, but I walked over to it and there it was, stone dead. So I can't complain. That was the second one in the bag. Only time's getting on a bit now. I've already done a couple of laps, and I don't think it's fair on Mrs. Outdoors Britain if I'm out all night. So I think what I'm going to do now is keep this one short and sweet and head for home. See you when I get there. And I'm home. Those two rabbits are now gutted and skinned and awaiting butchering by Mrs. Outdoors Britain. And like I said earlier, I really am absolutely over the moon that that shoot turned into a successful one, because the way it started, I honestly thought it was going to be a disastrous blank, but it wasn't. However, what is a bit of a disaster is I haven't received this month's dram from Whiskey Me. But don't worry, all is not lost. It's probably just lost in the post, but I'll chase them up at some point. Only for now, I thought we'd have to just sort of cover this one instead. This is one I brought myself a couple of months ago, and there's just about enough left to sort of do a little review on it. It's the Glenfiddich 15, well, our Solera 15. This one. Now obviously this doesn't come with a card that tells you all about it, so I'm just going to read you a little bit that comes off the box. Right, our Solera 15-year-old embodies our ingenuity and inventiveness, inspired by Spanish sherry bodegas. We marry mellow and intensify our malts in large oak Solera vats to create deeper, warmer flavours. Never emptied, they host an infinity of malts for complexity and harmony. Wow, sounds interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now onto the bottle. can see, I have sort of gone through it. But you know, that's over the course of a couple of months now. Sort of about 2.5 months. Just going to measure myself out a double off camera. Like so. And into the glass it goes. Certainly smells complex. There's definitely a lot of flavours going on in there. Wow, you can certainly taste all those, what did they call it? An infinity of flavours, or an infinity of malts. Either way, that is very, very nice indeed. Cheers. If you ever get the opportunity to try the Glenfiddich Our Solera 15, I highly recommend it. That is a very, very nice dram indeed. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. That is the end. Thank you for watching.